What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about a budget-friendly exercise bike that I think, honestly, gives Peloton a run for their money. It's got a 21.5-inch screen. It's got amazing build quality. It has some surprising features, and all at a fraction of the cost of a Peloton bike. If you've been on the fence about investing in a home exercise bike for yourself, stick around till the end of this video. I think this one might surprise you. Oh, and if any time during this video you decide that this is the exercise bike for you, there will be a link in the description. There'll be a link at the top line of the comments with a discount code just for you as well, so take advantage of that. I will say that Yesoul did send me out this bike for free, so take that as you may, and I do earn affiliate commissions off sales. Take that as you may, but all of these thoughts are my own, and we're open and honest here on the channel. All right, so a quick overview. These are the things you need to know. This bike specifically that we're talking about and reviewing today is the Yesoul G1 M Plus bike. There's a couple other models and they sell other products on their website as well that also look great, but this is what we're reviewing today. This bike comes with a 21.5-inch 1080p screen. That supports mirroring, meaning you connect your phone to it, you can watch Netflix. Whatever you usually do on your phone, you can actually mirror it to the display while you're riding your bike. There is 100 levels of resistance with the resistance knob, which is controlled with a magnetic resistance, so it's super smooth and precise. It's got Bluetooth and Wi-Fi compatibility, and you can use different types of exercise apps like Zwift or KinoMap or the proprietary Yesoul app as well, which we'll get into here in a bit. It weighs about 77 pounds total, has a max weight capacity of 265 pounds, and it's built like a tank. Seriously. Oh, and for all of this, it's currently priced at $499. Compare that to over $1,499 for a Peloton. Before we dive deeper into the review, if you like tech reviews like this, or finding practical alternatives to pricey gear, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Here on the channel, we talk about tech from an intentional living and minimalist perspective, and we love tech that follows form and function. Oh, and again, links to everything in the description below. Right, so let's break down the key features of the bike. One is the screen and entertainment. We'll get to the good stuff. So one, the cool thing about these new exercise bikes is most of them, not all of them, come with a nice screen. So let's talk about that. The screen, unlike Peloton, doesn't have like its own built-in software, and it's not like dependent upon the bike, and the bike isn't dependent upon the screen. It's basically a TV screen that's displaying bike stats, but can also mirror what your phone is doing. So if you pull up the Yesoul app on your phone to do some of the exercises, it will be mirrored to the screen. Likewise, if you pull up Netflix on your phone, it will be mirrored to the screen. If you want to work on some emails while you're riding your bike, again, it will be mirrored to the screen. Only if you want to be super efficient and productive though. But the cool thing is stats like heart rate, calories, resistance, things like that are seamlessly overlaid on the screen no matter what content you're viewing. Mine are up in the top left corner. You can adjust that in the settings. Even if I'm watching like House of Cards or something, like I can see my stats in the top left while I'm exercising as well. And this screen has a 360-degree rotation feature, which I don't even think the base model Pelotons have. All right, so let's talk about what I think is the standout feature, which is the build quality. I actually watched another review on this bike, and the person was comparing it to a Peloton they owned, and they actually said that this bike seemed better made, like the welds and how sturdy it was, than the Peloton bike that they also owned. And while I can't attest to the Peloton side, I don't own one, it is built very nice. It is sturdy, it is solid, the weight is there, you never feel like it's gonna fall over, you never feel like the seat's wobbly, which I've had an exercise bike in the past that was just cheaply built, and it was just like, it felt weird riding it. Everything is super sturdy, especially with the locking mechanisms they have on the height adjustability with the handlebars and the seat and everything. It's just solid to ride on this thing. And all of this said, I've owned an electric bike that's heavier than this thing. I carried it up 2 flights of stairs. Now it's 77 pounds. It's not like carrying a water bottle upstairs or like an empty box, but 77 pounds isn't insane. And there are wheels, so you can pick it up, pick up the back and sort of wheel it around wherever you might need it to go. Another cool thing is like the bike is relatively compact. In fact, I actually moved it up into our bedroom where there's like a 55-inch nook in our bedroom. Like that's how wide it is, and it's probably about, I don't know, 45 inches deep, and it sits in that nook nicely. There's still like 2 or 3 inches on either side of the bike. So we can roll out of bed in the morning and just hop on the bike, which is super nice. And that being said, the bike is also super duper quiet. The other morning was riding a fairly difficult ride through New Zealand, which we'll get to that here in a second as well, while my wife was sleeping, like 4 to 5 feet away from me. It's just really quiet, and so you're able to do something like that and not disturb anyone around you, which is also cool. Unless you're like huffing and puffing because you're going crazy, the bike itself is fairly quiet. That said, this bike also has like a sound bar that attaches to the monitor seamlessly, and it can get really loud. So if you are like in your basement and you're trying to get pumped up and actually hear your instructor in the app and like hear the music and feel the beat, the sound bar is really loud. So this bike could go from being very quiet to very loud very quickly if you wanted it to, just to get you in whatever mood you need to be in to have a good exercise session. So the Yesoul Sport app costs just $70 for the whole year, and they are running discounts quite often. I was able to pick it up for a super discounted rate for like Black Friday for my wife, but even still at $70 a year, it's way cheaper than the like $240 a year for the Peloton app, which by the way, as far as I understand, if you wanted to, you could get the Peloton app on your phone and use it with this bike. But I don't know if I would do that because I think, personally, the Yesoul app has tons of functionality. There's great instructors, there's great courses, there's different programs or one-off sessions, or like I'm feeling in a certain mood, or I'm a beginner, or I'm an expert, or one of my favorites, I just want to ride through the hills in New Zealand. Plus, things like cadence, power output, heart rate are all integrated seamlessly. And I use my Apple Watch for the heart rate. That connects to the health app, which connects to this app, which then I can see on the screen. It's really nice. Another thing is it seems like they're constantly adding like new classes and instructors and stuff to the app. So they are working on improving that. So the $70 value over a year seems to hold up for me. All right, I've kind of been doing this the whole time, but it's hard not to. Like comparing this to Peloton. Peloton is kind of like the forefront. They're the brand people now think of when they think exercise bike. But let's do a quick comparison just so you get the full picture here. Price rundown, this bike, $499. I think Peloton start at $1499. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, but it's over $1,000 unless you pick it up used. The screen is rotatable, which I also know isn't available on the cheaper priced Pelotons. You can cast entertainment from your phone to the screen, which I know you can't do on Peloton as well. And then build quality. The Yesoul is just, it looks nice. It's built like a tank. It's not as heavy as a tank, but it's sturdy. I like the branding, like it fits in the home in a nice way. And again, on this channel, we love form and function, and I think this bike holds true to both of those things. The Yesoul G1 M Plus exceeded my expectations. I didn't know what to expect. Like I mentioned before, I had an exercise bike in the past that I got off Amazon for like 250 bucks or something like that, and it was just not pleasurable. It was not a good experience riding it. I figured this would be a little bit better, but it's completely blown me away. Like this thing is top notch, and my father-in-law, who has also owned many exercise bikes, really likes this thing. For the price of only $499, you're getting a sturdy, feature-packed bike that looks nice, it feels premium, and it just delivers a super enjoyable ride. It's been a hit in my home, and if you're looking for a versatile, affordable alternative to Peloton, I think this is it. Once again, if you want to pick yours up, link in the description. There is a discount code for you down there too. Thanks again to Yesoul for sending out this bike. I'm excited to continue using it into 2025. And again, if you're new, please consider subscribing. Like this video for more, watch this video next, and we'll see you all in the next one.